I played slot machines for 41 years. I started at 18, I stopped at 68. Most of my life happened in between, and most of it, I wasn't really there. People hear slot machines and they think old ladies in casinos. They don't think addiction. They don't think a whole life. I am not a dramatic story. There was no single night I lost everything. I lost everything slowly, over 41 years, a little at a time. I am. It started in a candy store. I was 18. They had just installed two slot machines near the back. I put in a coin. I won $3. $3. That's all it took. I remember the sound the coins made when they fell. I can still hear it now. I went back the next day and the day after. Within a month, I was calling in sick to my job to spend the day at that candy store. My mother asked where my paycheck went. I told her there were unexpected expenses. She believed me every time. I wasn't a bad kid. I had friends, a job, dreams. I wanted to be an engineer. I had applied to college. I never went to college. I kept saying I'd go next year. 41 years of next year. By 20, I had discovered casinos. The candy store was small. Casinos were cathedrals. I worked in construction for 30 years. Good money, cash in hand. Every Friday, I knew exactly where I was going. I never missed work. I was a good worker. I was a reliable man, just not at home. I got married at 26. Her name was Diane. She was warm and patient. She deserved someone who showed up. I told her about the gambling before we married. I told her I had it under control. I believed that when I said it. We had two children, a boy and a girl. I was there for their births. I was less there for everything after. My son's first steps, I heard about them secondhand. I was at the casino. I had rituals, lucky machines, lucky seats, lucky shirts. I believed in all of it. Ha! End. The machines changed over the years, got faster, more lights, more sounds. I changed with them. Diane left me when I was 44. The kids were teenagers. She said she'd been alone in the marriage for years. I didn't fight it. I think part of me was relieved. Less to hide, less to explain, more time. My daughter stopped calling at 17. My son tried longer. He gave up at 22. I told myself they were busy. Kids get busy. I was a good father in the ways that mattered. I borrowed money from my brother twice, paid him back once, and he stopped talking to me at 50. At 50, I was alone. No wife, no children calling, no close friends. Just the machines. I hit jackpots over the years. Big ones. 15,000 once, 22,000 another time. Every jackpot went back in. Every single one. Within days, sometimes within hours. I never thought of myself as an addict. Addicts were people who couldn't function. I went to work every day. I retired at 63. Best day of my life, I thought. Now I could play whenever I wanted. Retirement broke me. Without work as a structure, I had nothing between me and the machines. I was playing 10, 12 hours a day. I stopped cooking. I ate at the casino. I sometimes slept in my car. My pension was gone in 8 months. I didn't understand how. The math never made sense to me until it was too late. I took a loan against my house. The house I had lived in for 30 years. I told myself it was temporary, that I'd win it back. I had a feeling about a specific machine. The loan money was gone in 6 weeks. I still had the debt. I was 67 years old, in debt, alone, with a house I might lose, and I still went back. One night, I sat in my car for 2 hours before going in. Something felt different. I didn't know what. I thought about my son. I hadn't spoken to him in 6 years. I wondered if he knew I was still alive. I thought about all the things I hadn't done, not the jackpots I'd missed, the dinners, the conversations, the ordinary things. I drove home. I didn't go in that night. First time in I don't know how many years. I sat in my house alone, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I had forgotten how to just be somewhere. I called Gamblers Anonymous the next morning. The man who answered didn't ask many questions. He just said, "Come to the meeting." I walked into that meeting at 67 years old. The youngest person there was 32. Nobody made me feel old or stupid. A man at the meeting had lost his family too. Another had lost a business. We didn't compare damage. We just listened. The first week was physical. Sweating. Couldn't sleep. My hands shook. I hadn't known my body would react that way. I called my son on day 9. He didn't answer. I left a message. I said I was sorry. I had a lot to be sorry for. My son called back 3 weeks later. He said he needed time. I said, "Take all the time you need." I meant it. Take all. Take all. I meant it. I got a part-time job at a hardware store. I was 67. The manager was 29. I didn't care. Every paycheck went to debt. Not to the casino, to the debt. For the first time in my life, money went the right direction. It took 14 months to pay off the 42,000 pounds. I was 68 years old and debt-free. For the first time since I was 18, my daughter reached out the same month. She had heard through my son that I was trying. She said she wasn't ready to talk, but she wanted me to know she knew. I think about the 41 years. I don't torture myself with it, but I don't pretend it didn't happen. People ask me if I regret it. I tell them, regret is for people who have time left to burn. I have to be careful with what's left. I am 68 years old. I go to GA meetings on Thursdays. I have lunch with my son on the last Sunday of every month. It is not enough. It is something. Slot machines took 41 years of my life. I let them. That's the part I sit with, not the machines. Me, I let them. And then, at 68, I didn't.